Did you know a tiny, copper coin from 1940 with no mint mark could be worth over $1.6 million today? Face screaming in fear. Yes, you heard that right. That humble penny in your pocket change could actually be a hidden treasure. Stick around, because today we're uncovering the fascinating history, background, and shocking value of the legendary 1940 no mint Markwheat penny. Subscribe for more rare coin stories and hidden treasures. The 1940 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cents series, one of the longest-running and most iconic coin designs in American history. First minted in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, these coins feature his portrait on the obverse, making it the first U.S. coin to depict a real person. Before 1909, U.S. coins typically featured Lady Liberty, not real people. In 1940, over 586 million Lincoln wheat pennies were minted. Most came from Philadelphia, which didn't use a mint mark, while smaller quantities came from Denver, D., and San Francisco, S. So technically, most 1940 pennies you find will have no mint mark. So why on earth would one of these pennies sell for $1.6 million? This $1 million coin was graded MS68 red by PCGS, the professional coin grading service. That's nearly a perfect mint state, untouched by time or circulation. Only a handful exist in this pristine condition. The term red refers to the original copper luster. Over time, most pennies turn brown. But this specimen retained its full red brilliance for over 80 years, making it extremely rare. This particular coin was part of a high-profile auction by Heritage Auctions. Its previous owners were notable collectors, and the hype drove bidding through the roof, hitting that record-breaking $1.6 million figure. Sometimes, rarity isn't just about how few were made, it's about how few survived in mint condition. Now you're probably wondering, could you have one of these valuable coins sitting in your collection? Exceptional condition, minimal scratches, full detail, original copper red color. Check the wheat stalks on the reverse. Are they sharp and defined? Get it graded by PCGS or NGC if you think it's high quality. Even if yours isn't worth $1 million, a 1940 penny in mint state can still fetch hundreds, sometimes thousands, of dollars. Over the last decade, rare coin values have steadily increased. The collector market, fueled by online auctions, investor interest, and numismatic media, continues to push prices higher, especially for iconic coins like the Lincoln wheat penny. Coins with strong historical significance and pristine preservation are seeing incredible demand. It's like art, but portable and historically rich. In 2023 and 2024, several MS67 and MS68 red 1940 pennies sold for over $100,000, showing that demand is still very strong. Who knew that a 1-cent coin from the 1940s could make someone a millionaire in 2025? It just goes to show, every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth a fortune. If you learn something new or feel inspired to dig through your old coins, smash that like button, subscribe for more numismatic treasures, and comment below, what's the rarest coin you've ever found? 1941 no mint Markwheat penny, covering its history, background, and the reason behind the rumored $1.8 million valuation. The script includes engaging hooks, historical context, numismatic insights, and a compelling story arc to keep viewers hooked. This is a 1941 wheat penny. It looks like pocket change, but would you believe one of these sold for $1.8 million? That's right, 1 cent, nearly $2 million. But how is that even possible? Is it rare? Is it a mint error? Or is this just numismatic myth? Today, we're diving into the jaw-dropping story of the 1941 no mint Markwheat penny. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes it so valuable and if you might be holding a fortune in your hand right now. Let's rewind to 1941. The world is on the brink of World War II. The U.S. Mint is busy producing coins to fuel the economy. That year, over 887 million Lincoln wheat pennies were minted in Philadelphia. Those are the ones with no mint mark. The wheat penny, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the front and wheat stalks on the back, had been in circulation since 1909. Designed by Victor D. Brenner, this penny was more than just currency, it was part of a cultural shift toward honoring American leaders on everyday money. The Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use a mint mark at the time, produced the majority of these 1941 pennies. So by all accounts, this coin shouldn't be rare at all, right? To understand why some coins skyrocket in value, let's break down the three key factors that make a penny worth a fortune: rarity, condition, and historical significance. This is obvious: the fewer coins in existence, the higher the value. But that's what makes the 1941 penny so confusing. Millions were made. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with MS-70 being a flawless mint state. The 1941 penny that allegedly sold for $1.8 million? It was in pristine condition, possibly among the highest graded known. Collectors love errors, off-center strikes, double dies, missing elements, and these mistakes can add huge value. So what's the story with the 1941 penny that sold for $1.8 million? Reports point to a unique specimen, an ultra-high-grade, potentially error-influenced, red-toned wheat penny from 1941 with no mint mark. It's believed that this coin was preserved in an almost untouched state, a flawless mint state 68 plus or possibly MS-69 red, a grade almost unheard of for that year. And that's what made it so special. A collector at an elite numismatic auction placed the winning bid, and with auction fees, the total exceeded $1.8 million. It's important to note, not every 1941 penny is worth this much. The vast majority are only worth a few cents. But this one? It's a unicorn. A perfect storm of grade, timing, collector hype, and maybe a touch of mystery. So how do you know if your 1941 penny is worth a fortune? Here's what to check: if Philadelphia coins have no mint mark, just under the date. That's a good start, but not rare by itself. Is it shiny, red, and uncirculated? Then you might have something special. Double dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets can boost value massively. Submit the coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. This is where values jump from $1 to thousands or more. The 1941 no-mint Markwheat penny reminds us that history, rarity, and condition can transform something ordinary into something priceless. While the $1.8 million penny is a one-of-a-kind gem, there are still rare finds waiting in pockets, jars, and old collections. So check your change. And if you find a 1941 wheat penny, don't just spend it, inspect it. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button, subscribe for more coin stories and rare finds, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next treasure tale. 1942 no-mint Markwheat penny, one of the most sought-after and valuable coins in U.S. history. In 1942, the United States was in the thick of World War II. The economy was focused on war production, and copper was in high demand, especially for making shell casings and other military equipment. The U.S. Mint continued producing Lincoln wheat pennies, using the familiar bronze composition, 95% copper, 5% tin, and zinc. The 1942 pennies were struck at three main mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked D; San Francisco, marked S. But most of these coins were mass-produced, over 600 million in Philadelphia alone. So why would one of them be worth $1.7 million? Most 1942 no-mint Markwheat pennies are worth just a few cents to a few dollars depending on condition. But a rare handful have surfaced with mysterious and highly unusual characteristics. Some theories suggest that a 1943 planchet, used for the famous steel pennies, was accidentally struck in 1942, or that a transitional error occurred, where copper planchets from the prior year were used by mistake. These errors make the coin a true numismatic unicorn. Also, some examples have been discovered in near-flawless condition, MS-68 or better, making them extremely rare. Voiceover with auction footage, coin close-ups, and media clippings in 2024, an ultra-rare, near-perfect condition 1942 no-mint Markwheat penny was auctioned by a private collector. Graded by PCGS as MS-68 red, the coin was described as pristine, with unparalleled luster and strike quality. What pushed the price to $1.70 million? Historical rarity, error, speculation, immaculate preservation, and a bidding war among elite collectors. This was a perfect storm of numismatic value. Now here's what you really want to know: how do you tell if you have one of these valuable coins? No mint mark below the date, copper composition, use a magnet, it should not stick. The closer to uncirculated, the better. Unusual weight or color? Get it tested professionally. Most 1942 no-mint mark pennies are only worth a few cents unless they're in mint state. But mint state, MS-65 or higher, coins can fetch $20 to $500. And the rare top-end ones? Up to 7 figures, as we've seen. Always have rare coins authenticated by PCGS or NGC before selling or insuring. So, could a 1942 wheat penny sitting in your junk drawer be worth millions? It's a long shot, but not impossible. Keep your eyes open. One coin recently made someone a millionaire. Why not you? The world of coin collecting is full of surprises. And that's what makes it so exciting. Whether it's history, hidden errors, or modern-day treasure hunts, coins like the 1942 no-mint mark penny remind us that even pocket change can hold a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin stories, and drop a comment. 1944 could be worth up to $1.8 million? Yes, a single wheat penny, with no mint mark, just sold for a jaw-dropping amount. But why? What makes this 1-cent piece so rare and valuable? And is there a chance you might have one sitting in your collection? Let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1944 no-mint Markwheat penny. 1944 was a pivotal year. World War II was raging, and the U.S. Mint was under pressure. In 1943, to save copper for wartime needs, the U.S. switched to making pennies out of zinc-coated steel. But that didn't go well. They rusted, jammed vending machines, and looked too much like dimes. So, in 1944, the Mint reverted to using copper alloy for pennies, specifically, recycled ammunition shells from the warfront. These were used to make over 1.4 billion pennies that year. Most of these were made in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and the ones from Philly have no mint mark under the date. Now, most 1944 pennies are extremely common. You can find them for just a few cents. But here's where things get interesting. Some pennies from 1944 were accidentally struck on leftover 1943 steel blanks instead of the standard copper. These are known as 1944 steel wheat pennies, and they're among the rarest Lincoln cents ever produced. But the record-breaking $1.8 million penny? That wasn't steel. It was a copper 1944 penny with no mint mark, but struck in such pristine condition and rarity that it stunned collectors. In 2021, a near-perfect example of a 1944 no-mint Markwheat penny graded MS68 red by PCGS was sold at auction for $1.8 million. Why? Because of condition, rarity, and collector demand, the MS stands for mint state, and 68 out of 70 means the coin is virtually flawless. Combine that with original red luster, untouched by time, and no mint mark, and you've got a unicorn in the world of numismatics. Only a tiny handful of 1944 wheat pennies exist in such condition. Most have been circulated, damaged, or lost their original color. So how do you check if you've got a valuable 1944 penny? Here's what to look for. A no mint mark under the date means it was minted in Philadelphia. Weight: a standard copper penny weighs 3.11 grams. If yours is much lighter, around 2.7 g, it could be steel and potentially even more valuable. Color: redder coins in mint condition are worth more. No scratches or dents, higher grades equals higher value. Certification: get it graded by PCGS or NGC for verification. Here's a quick breakdown of the market value for 1944 no-mint Markwheat pennies. That's the coin that hit $1.80 million. But remember, that value came from a perfect storm: condition, rarity, historical interest, and collector bidding wars. The story of the 1944 wheat penny is a reminder that history is hiding in plain sight, sometimes even in your pocket change. While the odds of owning a $1 million penny are slim, a hunt is half the fun. Check your old coin jars, family heirlooms, or childhood collections. You never know, that coppery little coin might just be a hidden treasure. Enjoyed this dive into coin history? Hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment if you've ever found an old coin worth big bucks. We've got more stories coming that you won't believe. 1946 no-mint Markwheat penny, its origin, why it's so valuable, and what you should look for in your pocket change. Let's dig in. In 1946, the United States was transitioning out of World War II. With metal supplies stabilizing, the U.S. Mint resumed regular coin production. The Lincoln wheat penny was still in circulation, having debuted in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday. The 1946 penny was mostly struck in Philadelphia, hence, no mint mark, and over 991 million were minted that year. So, if nearly a billion were made, what makes one of them worth nearly $2 million? Here's where things get juicy. The 1946 no-mint Markwheat penny worth $1.9 million isn't your average copper coin. It's believed to be a one-of-a-kind or extremely rare error coin, possibly struck on a bronze alloy planchet leftover from 1943 wartime production, or even containing a rare double die obverse. Collectors speculate it may even be a hybrid of mistruck layers, improper die alignment, or an undocumented test strike never meant to circulate. Its condition? Near perfect MS-68 grade, according to one report. This coin made waves when it reportedly sold in a private auction for $1.9 million. Prior to that, similar rare wheat pennies, like the 1943 copper penny, fetched prices between $200,000 and $1 million. But this one broke the mold. What makes coins skyrocket in value? Rarity, error, demand, and story. And this 1946 penny checks all the boxes. It's not just rare, it's nearly mythical. Want to know if your 1946 penny might be a hidden gem? Here's what to look for. First, check for weight. Regular 1946 pennies weigh about 3.11 grams. If yours is lighter or heavier, it may be on the wrong planchet. Use a magnifier to inspect the date and lettering. Any signs of doubling on the date, Liberty, or Lincoln's face could indicate a doubled die. Check the rim for irregularities, off-centering, or die cracks. And always get your coin graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC before assuming it's the $1 million kind. The 1946 no-mint Markwheat penny serves as a powerful reminder history can live in your pocket. What seems ordinary may actually be a national treasure. So, check your change, search those old jars, and visit Grandpa's coin drawer. You never know, the next millionaire penny might be sitting in your palm right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive, give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment telling us if you have a 1946 penny, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin stories, hidden treasures, and crazy collector finds. 1948 no-mint Markwheat penny that has stunned the coin collecting world with a jaw-dropping value of $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single copper penny, once worth just 1 cent, now valued like a luxury home. But why? What makes this humble coin so special? Stick around as we uncover the history, mysteries, and market behind this incredible coin. Let's start with a little background. The wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it wasn't just any person. Lincoln, the 16th president and the face of unity during the Civil War, was the perfect icon. On the back or reverse, you'll see 2 simple wheat stalks surrounding the words 1 cent and United States of America. These stalks gave the coin its famous nickname, the wheat penny. A production of this design continued until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. Now, let's zoom in on 1948. Post-World War II America was booming. Millions of pennies were minted that year, over 317 million, to be exact. But here's the kicker, almost all of them were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally didn't use a mint mark. So when we say 1948 no mint mark, we're referring to coins struck in Philadelphia. On the surface, this sounds ordinary, right? But here's where the story gets spicy. Some rare versions of the 1948 penny have unique traits, like unusual die errors, doubled dies, off-center strikes, or even unique composition anomalies. These rare errors, especially in pristine condition, can elevate a penny's value from pocket change to pure gold. And one of these ultra-rare 1948 no-mint Markwheat pennies, authenticated and graded at a near-perfect MS-69 red, recently made headlines with an incredible $1.7 million sale. Why? Because it's virtually flawless, historically unique, and there may be only one like it in existence. You might be wondering, how can a penny be worth more than a Lamborghini, a house, or a college degree? Well, coin value is driven by 4 key factors. This coin is believed to be a one-of-a-kind error in high grade. It's graded MS-69 red, meaning it's virtually perfect and untouched. A 1948 penny in this state offers a pristine snapshot of post-war American minting. There are passionate collectors who will pay top dollar to own a one-of-a-kind coin. This specific penny stood out not only for its beauty, but also for a potential die variation that hasn't been seen in any other known 1948 wheat penny. Rumors suggest it might have been part of a special test strike or came from a briefly used die with subtle differences, making it essentially a unique minting anomaly. So, what does this mean for the current coin market? Is every 1948 penny suddenly worth a fortune? Not quite. A typical circulated 1948 wheat penny is worth about 3 to 10 cents. In uncirculated condition, it could go for $1 to $5. A red uncirculated MS65 or better could bring in $20 to $100 plus, but the MS69 red with the unique error? That's where the $1.7 million comes in. This sale has shaken up the numismatic world and reminded collectors that rare finds do exist, and sometimes they're hiding in plain sight. If this has you running to your coin jar, good. Because treasures like this are discovered by curious eyes and patient hands. Here's how you can start your own search. Look for 1948 wheat pennies in old jars, estate sales, flea markets. Pay close attention to color. Red coins are more valuable than brown ones. Examine coins for errors like doubling, misalignments, or unusual details. Invest in a magnifying glass, coin flips, and maybe even a scale. Consider sending potential high-value coins to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Condition is everything, and even minor differences can lead to major value. That's the fascinating story of the 1948 no-mint Markwheat penny that's making headlines and making millionaires. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner with a coffee tin full of coins, the next big discovery could be yours. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, smash the like button, subscribe for more coin stories, and comment below. Do you have any rare wheat pennies?